Welcome, my name is Zila. I am a master confectioner and I've had my own independent confectionery business for 25 years. In the catering trade, it's important to innovate and develop so that our customers will be satisfied and will visit us again. In this film, I will present the Zila coffee house and restaurant and my patented invention, the Zila cake mould, which is unique in the world. Our coffee house is 100 years old. Originally, it was built as a shooting range. Today, it is a listed building which can accommodate 320 people. In the coffee house and cake section, 80 people can enjoy our products, whereas in the loft area there are seats for 120 people. The restaurant, consisting of the plane tree garden, which is enclosed by glass walls, and the winter garden, can altogether seat a further 120 people. On our terrace in summer, 140 guests can enjoy our delicious cooking and find shade under the chestnut trees. There is a staff of 76 working in our coffee house, of which 26 are currently trainee confectioners, cooks, waiters or waitresses. It is important for us to train future experts to succeed us. Our master chefs and confectioners have performed very well at competitions, both in Hungary and abroad. I am open to innovations. We work with top quality machines, which is necessary for both professional development and to help us develop new techniques. I used to wonder how it would be possible to make a cake which is like a bonbon or the plated desserts. Both are made with cream inside them. That's how I developed various moulds and I made holes in them for the cream. We made the first experimental samples out of gypsum and then we switched to a non-corrosive material. I experimented for 2 years and then the final versions of the moulds were made out of silicone with a stainless steel outer ring. This silicone mould provides a worldwide unique technology and is a patented invention. The Zila cake mould is a registered trademark. The moulds we use today can make a round 8 or 12 slice cake or a 4 centimetre by 4 centimetre, that is, about 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch cube, made in a 25-piece mould. We are in the process of developing other versions of the mould, for example, ones which are suitable for finger food. We make these silicone moulds ourselves. They conform to food safety standards and you can both freeze them or put them in the oven. I would like to show you how the technology could be used in cake shops, restaurants, hotels and for party services. We will begin the presentation in the bakery and then we'll continue in the restaurant kitchen. In the kitchen you will see the savoury sponge cake, the cold stuffed terrines, pâtés, spicy sauces and how they can be used as accompaniments for the main course. In the end, we will prepare all the cakes and savoury products, decorate them and serve them on buffet tables in the plane tree garden.
És a büféasztalon tálaljuk.
Daniel Machai says, we are going to prepare the carrot cake. We will do it with a special baking technique. I'm going to use 2 moulds, the cubed and the round cake moulds. We add the sugar to the egg, then whisk it. Then after it is all mixed together, we put it in the mixer and we beat it until the mixture stiffens. We prepare the moulds for baking and we spray them with the separating agent, which is made of natural ingredients. Basically, it's made of margarine. We spray the moulds well so that the mixture we put in doesn't have a chance to stick.
Az anyag, amit belehelyezünk. Előkészítjük az üsbe.
We prepare the carrot in the pot.
Illetve
then we add the oil. We stir it a little.
Összekeverjük.
We mix the dry ingredients together.
Then
we add the beaten egg to the carrot.
Belerakjuk a répához.
And stir it a little.
Majd a száraz anyagot.
Then, while stirring, we add the dry ingredients to the mixture.
Az alapmasszához. Kikevert masszát.
We spoon the mixture into the mould.
Belehelyezzük a formába.
We put the prepared carrot cake mixture into the oven at 170 degrees Celsius and let it bake for 55 minutes. We will prepare the savoury sponge cake now. The first thing to do here is to soak the dried vegetables in water. Except for the flour, we add all the ingredients to the egg. At the very end, we add the dried vegetables, which we have soaked. We stir it a little. Then we put it in the mixer. I'm spraying the moulds because I'm going to bake with them, and in order to avoid the mixture sticking to the mould, I'm spraying it thoroughly. Then I add the flour, which was measured earlier, and I mix to an even consistency. I put the mixture into the mould. I put the moulds filled with the mixture into the oven. I'm going to fill the 3 different moulds with strawberry cream. The moulds have already been sprayed. First I will make the strawberry cream. I put the strawberry pulp into the custard.
Majd egyneművé
I
keverem.
mix it until it has an even consistency.
Hozzáadom
I add the lemon juice
a citromsavot,
and I mix this in as well.
és azzal is elkeverem. Tejszín
I add half of the whipped cream,
hozzáadom, majd egy
then
nemű,
I stir until the mixture is even.
majd
And I
hozzáadom
add the second half of the whipped cream.
és lazán
I mix it gently.
az előre.
Then I pour the gelatine, which has already been warmed up, into the cream. I divide the cream into 3 moulds. Then I give the pan a few good hard taps to remove the air from the cream. It is good to leave the cream a little soft.
Lágyra hagyni.
I top up the compressed cream with the rest of the cream.
Krémet, a többi krémet, majd elsimítjuk a krémet.
Then I smooth the cream and put the sponge cake layer, which has already been baked, on top. I put the mixture in the shock freezer. I'm going to fill the 3 different moulds, the 8-slice, the 12-slice and the cubed mould, with chocolate mousse. I pour the melted chocolate into the pot.
Az üstünkbe.
Then I add the beaten egg yolks.
Tojás sárgáját. Összekeverem.
I mix them together.
Majd hozzá.
Then I add half of the whipped cream. I stir the mixture until it is even. Then I add the other half of the whipped cream. I mix it gently. I pour the pre-warmed gelatine into the cream mixture and I stir it well. I fill the moulds with the mousse cream.
Betöltöm a formákat. Majd tömörítem.
Then I give the pan a few hard taps to release the air.
Majd lezárom.
And finally, I top it with a sponge cake layer.
Majd
I put it in the shock freezer then. The carrot cake is baked. I turn it out of the mould. Before that, we sprinkle a little sugar on it. Then we place a piece of paper over it. And we turn it onto another plate. Carefully we lift the mould from the edges.
Fölemeljük a sütőformát.
Sliding a knife all around the cake, we free it from the outer ring. We lift the ring off, and the carrot cake is ready. Tibor Szabo says, I'm going to show you a version of this unique innovation where I use chocolate as a separating agent. In the following way, I pour the chocolate in the prepared moulds. Generously, so that there is enough to cover the whole mould. I move it around a little so that it covers it completely. And then I turn it upside down in one vigorous movement. I let the chocolate drip a little bit. Then I turn it back, and I sprinkle some breadcrumbs over the not yet hardened chocolate. The breadcrumbs create a so-called bridge between the chocolate and the cream. I let the chocolate harden a bit, and meanwhile I prepare the cream. I stir the cream. I add the whipped cream. I mix it gently. I follow it with the hot gelatine heated up earlier. and I pour it into the mould. I give the pan a few good taps to release the air, and then I cover it with a sponge cake layer. I freeze it then in the shock freezer. Daniel Machai says, "Now I'm going to show you how to take the moulds previously filled with the cream off the cake. I take it out from the shock freezer, then I turn the mould upside down, carefully. I warm it using a cook's blowtorch. I have warmed it up a bit. With simple moves, I separate it from the cake. This is what the cake looks like. With the help of the blowtorch, I release the baking ring from the cake. We slide the warmed-up ring off the cake, and thus we have the cake base ready. Tibor Sabo says, "Now I'm going to show you how to use the mould to make mignons. For the first step, I spray the mould only from two directions, which is enough for the cubed mould. Then I stir in some toasted ground walnut into the cooked cream. Then I add a little bit of sweet crumbs and a little rum. I stir it all together. Then I add the mixture to the mould. I adjust it a bit. I add a little bit of cream here in the corner. I follow this by giving the pan a few hard taps to release any air. Then I cover it with a sponge cake layer. And I place it in the shock freezer as well. I fill the cubed mould that I have just taken out from the shock freezer and from which I have just taken off the outer ring with white chocolate ganache, richly flavoured with walnut and rum. I pour some in the middle and I start spreading it around. And wherever it is needed, I fill the gaps. I spread it evenly everywhere. I cover it with a sponge cake layer. Then, after cooling it for a short while, we can cut it and cover it with glaze as usual. This is a version of the mignon, which has a liquid filling and as such is like a bonbon, but is still a mignon. Shandor Such says, I would like to show you now how we can use the silicon moulds for culinary purposes. We are going to make 3 different types of food. Cold Roquefort terrine filled with wild onion tofu and beetroot cream, a sweet potato puff and polenta gratin. First of all, we will make the polenta, boiling cornmeal in a mixture of water and whipping cream. While the polenta is being prepared, I'm going to demonstrate how to make the Roquefort terrine, which we make with Roquefort cheese, wild onion tofu, whipping cream, aspic, all this serving as a binding agent, and we add a savoury sponge cake layer to all this as a crust, as a base. We have already mixed the Roquefort cheese, the wild onion and the whipping cream in a pot. We have also made an aspic, which we will stir into the mix.
Az aszpikunk körülbelül 30-32 fokon áll jelen pillanatban, hogy ne folyjon.
The aspic is now at 30 to 32 degrees, so that the mixture won't melt, and it will have a completely even consistency. After this, I will leave it aside to stand for a while. We crumble a bit of Roquefort cheese and tofu into the mixture. This is recommended to give the surface a pleasant mosaic effect.
Hatás kelt majd.
Basically, we chop the additional ingredients roughly and we add them. I stir it all together slowly. Of course, a little bit of basil or even a bit of marjoram could be added according to your taste. The amount of white pepper or salt, which is slightly more than in a regular pâté or terrine, gives a more intense flavour. This will be significant because of the filling. We will slowly pour the mixture into the moulds, which have already cooled down. We have a completely even mixture. I fill the gaps completely, including the sides. We should get rid of any gaps. Then I will give the pan a few good shakes to release any air. And now we take the sponge cake layer which we have previously baked. We place it in the mould, fit it well, and let it stand for between 3 and 4 hours in the fridge. Meanwhile, the polenta is cooked. I spray the separating agent on the silicon mould. This is important because we will heat this. We will put it into a combi oven. At 130 degrees Celsius on a half steam setting, I will settle it for 20 minutes and then brown the top of the polenta. It's very good, thank you. Due to the whipping cream, we have a smooth and soft cream. We pour this into the mould and we make sure that it fills all the space and gaps. This cream is denser than any other we use in this mould, so we need to use our fingers and press it all down thoroughly, filling the corners as well. I give the pan a few good shakes to release any air. And now it is ready to go in the oven.
Elkészítjük a burgonya
We are preparing the potato puffs, for which we have boiled the sweet potato in salted water. The spinach, which I have already stirred into this mixture, was sautéed in a little butter with garlic and white pepper, just enough so that it thawed. We tossed it and poured it into the potato puff mixture. I add a little bit of flour that I have already measured. Some dried potato flakes will be added, and we will mix in a little bit of whisked egg white. The yolks have already been added to the base cream. We will stir it gently and slowly. And we will pour it into the mould which we sprayed earlier with the separating agent. And we let it all bake for an hour in a dry oven at 160 degrees Celsius. And I stir in the whisked egg white very carefully. The mixture should be even and light. We need to place it in very carefully to fill all the gaps. We again give the pan a few good shakes to release any air. We sprinkle the rest of the dried potato flakes on top. This will give it a beautiful brown crust. And we place it in the preheated oven. Sándor Szűcs and Csaba Sajben demonstrate. We have prepared a savoury cake, which we have filled with 3 different creams: a foie gras, a cream cheese and a ham cream. We are going to decorate these now, and meanwhile I'm going to show you how to serve it as part of the main course. Right now you can see the potato puffs and the polenta gratin on the plates. They look like this when served. We are going to prepare a meal for this, which we will present to you. Regarding cold starters and snacks, we are showing you the Roquefort terrine that we have just filled with a fig-infused balsamic beetroot cream. We served this with eel, with some lettuce and various oils. This is the basic construction for cold starters. We prepared the creams that fill the cakes in such a way that they could be served as finger food or little snacks on buffet tables as well. When served with the main course, we accompanied the potato puffs with some lettuce and with roasted poultry. We can also use fresh vegetables, sprouted seeds and chips as decoration. I have prepared the savoury cube filled with some lettuce cut into small julienne pieces. This makes the cream cheese, which has aspic in it, lighter. This is what I'm going to fill the cube with now. Daniel Machai says, the time has come to fill the cakes and decorate them. With the help of two colleagues on either side, I would like to show you the filling and decoration of a cake with wine on one side and the filling and decoration of a yogurt forest fruit cake and a multi-flavoured cake on the other side. I myself am going to fill a cake with caramel. My colleague would like to show you a strawberry version, which of course could be made not only in the cubed mould but in the favoured 8 or 12 slice cake mould. My other colleague is going to fill a sponge cake with vanilla cream and will cover it with a sponge cake layer. Myself, I will fill a sour cherry sponge cake with a special sour cherry cream and decorate it with cherries and put some jelly on it too. We are going to show you a product filled with marble filling technique, one filled with chocolate mousse and a yogurt cake decorated with tropical fruits. We would like to show you a new possibility for using the moulds. These are the so-called plated desserts and dessert variations. My two colleagues next to me will show you the plated desserts while I show you a parfait variation. I would like to introduce Mr. János Pataki, who is the president of both the National Guild of Hungarian Confectioners and the World Alliance of Confectioners, and I would like to ask him to recommend this technology. I'm happy to make this recommendation, as finally we have a Hungarian innovation here, and this hasn't been common in our profession up to now. My friend and colleague László Zila has laid the foundation for a totally new type of cake. With this technology, our colleagues, other chefs or those who cook for a hobby will be able to make a wide range of cakes, both sweet and savoury. I believe that there is no limit to creativity, as the innovative quality and diversity of the tools makes it possible to prepare and offer our guests a completely new set of products. I would like to recommend this to everybody in the catering business who would like to stay competitive and would like to offer new products to their customers. You can find detailed recipes and instructions about how to make the products on the DVD. One can use a lot of fresh fruits to prepare these cakes. However, if a larger quantity is needed unexpectedly and there is not enough fresh fruit to hand, I'm happy to recommend the products of M-Gel Video Delicat, which are fruit sauces of premium quality prepared especially for this technology. These fruit sauces have natural ingredients with a high concentration of real fruits and no artificial additives. It makes the preparation of the products a lot easier.
A Zila tortaforma termékcsalád nem más, mint egy eszköz az ön kreativitásának megvalósításához, igazi kézműves cukrásztermékek előállításához. A termékcsaládhoz kapcsolódó professzionális technológiát mestercukrászaink fejlesztették ki, rendszeres tesztelés és ellenőrzés mellett. További információért látogasson el weboldalunkra a www.zilatortaforma.hu címen.